Well, let's get into the first topic, which was why are black women being labeled gold diggers for wanting security with a man? Why are black women being labeled as gold digger for wanting security with a man? Well, let's see. Although that is a very good question, to say the least. The ones doing the labeling don't have enough gold worth digging. If I'm blessed with a daughter one day, I will, alongside my wife, teach her to be with a man that has all forms of security: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial. So, with the case of that question, there are brothers, we won't get to whatever sector of YouTube that is, but there are some brothers who call women who want security from a man, particularly financial security, a form of gold digging. Women, for the most part, are hypergamous, last time I checked. Now, we're all going to be, as men, we're all going to be used one day. We just don't want to be misused. But we can't assume that all black women, their sole intent is to misuse us. That's not fair to them, and that's just full-hearted way of thinking. I personally, like I said, as a form of security, there's 5 forms: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial. I believe a man needs to have all 5 before he gets into that realm, escalating to the next level, which we'll go over in the marriage series in about a week and a half from now. I personally will not call a woman a gold digger. Now, they said this on the panel, and we'll get to my thoughts on the panel in a minute. If she's looking for a come up, where she's just a lazy bum of a bum and just looking for a come up, meaning she doesn't hold down the fort, she doesn't do nothing around the house, she doesn't have no ambition, like, at all. Yeah, that's a form of gold digging. She's just looking to just kick her feet up, or eat bonbons, or watch TV all day, or be on the phone. Yeah, that's gold digging. I will admit that, and we don't want that, not even a little bit. But now, a woman who is expecting a man to hold down his end of the bargain as a man, no, that's not gold digging, not even a little bit. I disagree with that. So I disagree with them brothers that feel that way. Now, anybody does feel that way, y'all know where to find me, and we can have that conversation. Now let's get to the panel. From Anton mentioned marriage is for young people and poor people. No reason for an established, polished man in their 30s to get married. Now, I disagree, and I somewhat agree. It's best to get married young, like in the college stage, between the ages of 18 and, if you count your masters, between the ages of 18 and 25 is the years, it's the age range where you really want to get married. Because it's a rarity you're going to marry your high school sweetheart. That's rare in of itself. You're more likely going to find somebody in your adult age that's going to be a little bit more established as far as what it is to be, as far as who they are and how to maneuver in this world. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so to say it's a young person's game, I can understand that. I won't go into no religious aspects, because it's best for people to be together than to be alone. But let's just focus on what he's saying. Yes, it's a young person's game. Now, as far as a poor person's game, I'm not going to agree with that. Although I understand where he's coming from as far as y'all come together and build yourself up from each other. But although that is accurate, I don't think that should be the foundation of one's marriage. Not that, at least. You broke, I'm broke, let's get married. Because they do that concept now, minus the marriage, and that's just shacking up. So to get married on that format, although it is legalized marriage, the mentality of it is shacking up. Like, we're here for one purpose and one purpose only. I don't want to push that as your foundation of marriage. It's a part of marriage. It's an aspect of marriage that needs to be what's what I'm looking for. That needs to be highlighted. But I'm not going to say that's going to be the foundation of your marriage. I heard him say that several times before. Marriage is for the young and for the poor. Now, his comment: if a man is in their 30s, that is established, by the way, he doesn't really need to get married. Basically, through the mind state of any woman that you get with, she's just gonna be after you for your money. Like, let me rephrase that. Let me take that back. Having a woman who is not high value herself will be a burden. She won't let you shoot in the gym. So if you're already taken care of as is, and when it comes to women, why buy the milk when you get the cow for free? Why would you get married? Now, like I said, I'm gonna try my hardest to keep the religious part out of it, but at the same time, I don't want to push that narrative. Well, I definitely can't push that narrative, especially all the work I'm trying to do regarding talking to the brothers about how we need to come together and build a community. And I'm not saying that's what Anton's doing because let me just clarify that. Anton's talking about it's coming from a different angle. I'm just reacting to my angle. As far as I hear you, but I disagree based off of what I'm looking at through my eyes. I don't think in your 30s and you're well established, there should be no excuse for you not to get married. There's nothing holding you back, especially if you have more options than those who are not as established. So you have the better women that will be qualified to be your wife. Quality over. You have the quantity, now you just got to pick the quality. So that's why I somewhat agree and disagree with Anton with that statement. And actually, let me speak through this because today was a hot show and they talked a lot about a lot of things. I got a lot to cover. Lucky said, men wants the ass. Oh, excuse me. When it comes to the gold digger, whatever the case may be, she said, of course, we all heard this talking point. A woman like, you want some ass, I want some cash. She sees that as a form of gold digging. I see that as prostitution, which is also another form of gold digging, but we don't call it gold digging, it's called prostitution for a reason. So I hear her, but nah, sorry, Lucky. Bruiser, women born into wealth-ish is justified to a man security. And he used the example as Hillary Banks, where if Hillary's looking for a husband, it has to be based on her lifestyle. How do I feel about that? Because when he said that, I was like, wait a minute, what? Say that again? Like, a woman is a woman born into wealth is justified to a man with securities. You don't have to be born into wealth to get a man of security. Like, that's why I was scratching my head. Now, with even the Hillary Banks example, I understand that, but still, your statement is wrong. You don't need to be born in wealth to be justified security. You just need to prepare yourself to be with a man who has the security. Like, although a man has those 5 components, you have to make sure you're on your square to receive those 5 components, or he will pass you by and go on to the next one. Now, Balance Stevens says, when it comes to the question, why are black women labeled gold diggers? Her response is, this is to discourage hypergamy. I have to agree, because when it comes to there's some men now who believe in this 50-50 concept. Now, there is a right way to do 50-50, but we're not talking about that part of 50-50 right now. We're talking about the brothers who's like, you need to give me half of your bills. Excuse me. Here's all the bills. I need half of your check, your cash. That's not the 50-50 concept we condone. And they're trying, because what the men are trying to do is save as much money as they can. Granted, can I say that right now? Yeah, I'll say it. Some of the dudes that are spewing that don't have a lot of money to begin with. And I always tell those brothers, you might want to leave these women alone, because you're not ready for it. So stop lying to yourself, get out of the market, and go get your money up. You're not supposed to be dealing with anybody if your pockets are not swollen anyway. So that was my take on that. And Anton asked the question, what does a woman from Walmart has to offer? That's easy. The same thing a woman working in a white-collar job or blue-collar job have to offer. That's it. The only difference is occupation. And that's a woman from Walmart can offer the same thing any other woman can. The only difference is the occupation. Now, there is an extreme to that. We're not acknowledging the extreme. Somebody watching is going to be like, oh, what about a woman that does stripping, prostitution, blah, blah, blah. That's an extreme, and I'm not acknowledging that. I'm sticking to the boundaries of Walmart, blue collar, and a white collar job. They all have the same value. Only difference is your paycheck. One gets paid every week, other one gets paid twice a week, and one might get paid once a month. That's the only difference. Otherwise, the value, they all bring the same value, depending on who you talk to, of course.